Everyone, I'm Megan, and this is my Energizing Vinyasa flow. Welcome to my little yoga room. We're going to start in child's pose, so take the knees wide, big toes to touch, and send the hips all the way back. Reach the arms out forward. Take the head and the chest to the mat. Settle in here. Start to bring awareness to your breath. Feel the inhales expand the rib cage. Feel the exhales contract the rib cage. Feel the hips starting to gently open up. Maybe you start to cultivate the Ujjayi breath. It's an oceanic sounding breath with a slight constriction in the back of the throat. You can set your intention for today's practice here, if you would like. Your intention can be anything. And while we're here, I have a quote for you. The nature of yoga is to shine the light of awareness into the darkest corners of the body. So one of the goals of yoga is self-awareness. So while we move through our flow today, you can think about how you can try to cultivate that self-awareness to take with you off of the mat. When you're ready, we'll slowly start to lift the head, open the eyes, look toward the hands, and then we'll bring the chest through the arms and come up into tabletop. So wrists are right underneath shoulders here, knees are under hips, all 10 toes are pressing down into the earth, core is engaged, spine is nice and long. On an inhale, we'll roll the shoulders back, drop the belly, lift the chin and tail, and exhale. Round the belly, round the spine, belly pulls in, chin drops down. Inhale, chin and tail move up, belly drops down, and exhale, round it. Move through that 3 more times at your own pace. Follow your breath. And once you've completed your 3 on your own, we'll ground down through the left palm, open up through the right side of the body, right arm goes up, and then we'll start to bend the right elbow, bend the left elbow, thread the right arm through, and come to rest on your shoulder and ear. Feel the shoulder blades starting to move apart here. Feel the hips level. The hips are still reaching up. All 10 toes are pressing down. If you want to take this further, you can start to crawl out those left fingertips, press into the mat, and spiral the chest open. If you want even a little bit more, you can reach that left arm up to the sky, bring it around to the small of the back, or hook it onto the right thigh. Opening up the chest here, rolling that left shoulder back. And when you're ready, if you hook that arm on the thigh, we'll release it, press down into the mat with that left hand, and slowly open up, unwind, and release. Ground down through the right palm, open up through the left side. Inhale and exhale, thread it through. Come to rest on the left shoulder and ear. Feeling the shoulder blades move apart here. If you'd like a little bit more, you can crawl those right fingertips out, press into the mat, and spiral the chest open. Or if you want even a little bit more than that, you can reach that right arm up to the sky, bring it around to the small of the back, or hook it onto the left thigh. Nice, long, smooth, deep breaths here. Starting to wake up the body. One more deep breath. And if you hooked on that thigh, release the arm, back up to the sky, plant the palm, press into the mat, and slowly unwind. Coming back to tabletop, readjust so that your knees are right underneath your hips again, wrists are right underneath your shoulders. We'll tuck the left toes under, straighten out that leg, maybe rock back and forth, start to stretch out the back of the calf. And then when you're ready, we'll lift that leg from the inner thigh, toes point straight down, and send the right arm out long. Spine is nice and long here, belly is engaged. Inhale, exhale, connect knee to elbow, round in. Inhale and reach. Exhale, round in. Inhale and reach. Exhale, round in. Inhale and reach. And then you can stay right here in balance, or you can start to bend that back knee. Sole of the foot goes up to the sky. Reach that right arm around. Maybe you grab onto that foot and kick the foot into the hand. Feel that nice opening through the right shoulder, through the left quad, left hip, hip flexor. Take a nice big inhale and exhale, reach it out and release. Back to tabletop. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So tuck those right toes under. Start to rock back and forth on that straight right leg. When you're ready, we'll lift that leg from the inner thigh, toes spiraling down, and reach the left arm forward. Take a nice big inhale, and exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale and reach. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale and reach. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale and reach. You can stay right here in balance, or you can start to bend that back knee. Sole of the foot goes up to the sky. Reach the left arm around. Maybe hook on, and then kick that foot into the hand and open up. Feel that nice opening in the left shoulder. Stretching through that right quad, right hip flexor. Take a nice big inhale and exhale, reach and release. From here, we'll walk the knees back 3 or 4 inches. Shift forward so that your shoulders are in line with your wrists. And then we'll hug the elbows into the side body and lower all the way down. We'll take the forearms to the mat, coming into Sphinx pose. Pubic bone is pressing down. Feet are in line with the hips. We'll drop the shoulders to the ears and roll it back. Drop the shoulders to the ears and roll it back. One more shoulder roll here. It should feel really good. And then we'll take the hands right underneath the shoulders. Roll the shoulders back. Take a nice big inhale and baby cobra. And release, exhale. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, maybe a little bit higher this time. And exhale, release. Take the arms alongside the body here. Fingers are reaching toward the heels. On your next inhale, you'll roll the shoulders back and lift everything up. Locust pose. The head is an extension of the spine here. The neck is an extension of the spine. So make sure that the head is neutral. One more inhale and exhale, release. Take a breath here. You can rest one ear on the mat. Starting to wake up the back body. And when you're ready, we'll turn the head back neutral. Roll the shoulders back. Inhale, lift everything up. You can stay right here in locust pose again, or you can bend both knees. Maybe you reach the hands back to grab onto the feet. And then again, kick the feet into the hands and lift up into bow pose. The goal here is to balance on your pubic bone. Pubic bone is pressing down firmly into the mat. One more deep breath. And exhale, release it all down. Rest the other ear on the mat. Reconnect with your breath. And when you're ready, we'll take both hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the back toes under. You can either move through tabletop or press all the way up to plank, and then lift the hips, downward facing dog. So this is our first down dog here. Start to pedal out the feet. Maybe you wag your tail. Maybe you take your feet as wide as the mat. Press back even more. See if you can get some more length through the spine. Otherwise, your feet are hip width apart, hands are shoulder width, ears are in line with elbows. Belly is pulling in firmly. When you're ready, we'll start to look between the hands, come up onto the toes, bend the knees, and slowly make your way to the top of the mat. I like to crisscross my feet to get a little extra stretch in my AT bands. We'll meet in a forward fold here. Feet are hip width apart. Feel free to bend the knees as much as feels good for you. And then whenever you started to feel out your forward fold here, we're going to slide the hands underneath the feet so that the toes come to the wrist crease. If that feels good. If not, do whatever feels good for you. Again, here we can start to bend the knees if that feels better. If your legs are straight, we're going to gently start to shift the weight into the toes. So we get a nice massage on the hands and on the wrists here, nice stretch. Nice long, smooth, deep breaths. Every inhale we get longer, every exhale we journey deeper. Whenever you're ready, we'll release the hands from underneath the feet carefully. Bend the knees generously and slowly roll all the way up. Stacking the vertebra, head is the last thing to come up. Palms face out. Close your eyes for a moment. Do whatever you need to do here. Fix your shirt or your pants. On your next inhale, we'll blink the eyes open, reach all the way up. Interlace the fingers, palms face up toward the sky, and then reach over toward the right side, hips move to the left. Spiraling the chest open. Inhale back to center, release the interlace, reclasp with the other pinky or thumb in front, palms facing up toward the sky, and exhale, reach over toward the left, hips move to the right, spiraling the chest open toward the right. Inhale and up, Release the hands and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach it up halfway. We'll bring the hands to the tops of the thighs, roll the shoulders back, press into the thighs, get extra length through the spine. And exhale, release. Inhale, reach all the way back up. And exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, reach all the way back up. And exhale, hands to heart. And we'll start to move into some sun salutations. So on our inhale, we'll reach the arms all the way up. And exhale, forward fold. You can either swan dive or take the hands down through the midline. Inhale, halfway lift. You can take the hands to the tops of the thighs again, or to the shins, or to the floor. Offer your heart and release. Plant the palms, step the feet back to plank. We're going to shift forward an inch. Exhale, hug the elbows into the side body and lower all the way down in one piece. Untuck the toes, roll the shoulders back. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, release. Tuck the toes, press up in a plank or tabletop. And then lift the hips, downward facing dog. Look up toward the hands, come up onto the toes, bend the knees, and make your way there. You can take another stroll up to the top, or step. When you make it to the top, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, reach all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart. One more just like that. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Plant the palms, step it back to plank. Shift forward about an inch. You can lower all the way to the belly or lower halfway, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And lift the hips, downward facing dog. Look up toward the hands, come up onto the toes, bend the knees, and make your way there. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, reach all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart. We'll start to move into some sun salutation B. So take a moment here. On your next inhale, we'll drop the hips, send the hips back, bend the knees, and lift up into chair pose. And exhale, forward fold. Belly comes to the thighs first, and then the legs straighten. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Plant the palms, step it or hop back to plank or chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And lift the hips, downward facing dog. Right foot steps up behind the right hand. Coming into warrior one here. Back foot is on a 45-degree angle. Hips are squared to the front. Inhale. Exhale, lower through your vinyasa or meet me in down dog. You can always feel free to skip the vinyasas. Listen to your body. Left foot steps up behind the left hand. Spin the right heel down. Reach it up, warrior one. And exhale, vinyasa. Look up toward the hands, come up onto the toes, bend the knees, and make your way there. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Send the hips back, bend the knees, come back into chair pose. Nice long spine. And inhale, up. Exhale, hands to heart. We'll do one more just like that. Returning to your breath. If you need a moment, take it. When you're ready, we'll start to send the hips back, bend the knees, nice long spine, belly pulls in, come into your chair pose. And exhale, belly comes to the thighs, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift off your heart. Exhale, move through your vinyasa. From down dog, the right foot steps up behind the right hand. Spin the left heel down. Reach up, warrior one. And exhale, vinyasa. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Left foot steps up behind the left hand. Spin the right heel down. Reach it all the way up. Inhale. And exhale, vinyasa. From here, we'll take a breath. Couple long, smooth, deep breaths here. Reconnect with your breath. You should feel warm. If you don't, I want your secret. When you're ready, we'll ground down through the left heel, lift the right sole of the foot all the way up to the sky, hips level, toes pointing straight down. Take a breath here, and then we'll open up the hip, bend the knee. Weight is evenly distributed through both palms here. Clawing through the fingertips, take pressure out of the wrists. And then on your next exhale, we'll bring knee to nose, shifting into plank. Pause here. Inhale. Exhale, step the foot between the hands, lower the back knee, coming into a low lunge. So our front knee is over our front ankle here. Feeling a nice stretch in the left hip flexor. On your next inhale, we'll reach the arms all the way up. Core is engaged, so we don't want to over-exaggerate this curvature of the spine here. One nice long spine, belly engaged, tailbone dropping straight down. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to send the right hand forward, the left hand forward, right arm back, coming into a twist toward the front knee. Should feel like you're hugging a wall here. Inhale. Exhale, send that right hand down to the back of the left thigh, and then reach the left arm over. Nice deep breaths. Feel that nice intense stretch through the left hip flexor. Inhale. Exhale, cartwheel the hand down. So left hand comes to the mat, right arm is up for a quick twist, and then start to bend that left knee. See if you can grab onto the foot with the right hand for a nice quad stretch, maybe sending your hips even farther forward. Nice long, smooth, deep breaths here. And then we'll gently release that foot. Tuck the toes, plant the palms, and then we'll start to straighten out the front leg, lift those toes off the mat, and send the hips back toward that back heel. Coming into Ardha Hanumanasana here, spine is nice and long. The goal is not nose to knee, it's belly to thigh. Feel that nice stretch all through the back of that leg. And then we'll start to bend the knee, roll through that foot, come back into your low lunge. Step it back to plank, and move through your vinyasa, or meet me in down dog. We'll ground down through the right foot, lift the left sole of the foot up to the sky. Bend the knee, open up the hip, pressing evenly through both palms. Straighten out that leg, and then we'll bring knee to nose, shifting into plank. Pause here. Inhale, exhale, step the foot between the hands, lower the back knee, coming into our low lunge. Front knee is stacked over front ankle. Tailbone is reaching down. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Take a nice big inhale here. If you feel like you get stuck, you can always come out of it and then gently make your way back in. On your next exhale, we'll start to open up toward the left side, like we're hugging a wall. This left hip is pulling back. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, drop that left hand down to the right thigh and start to reach over. You should feel a nice intense stretch through the right hip flexor here. Inhale, exhale, cartwheel the right arm down to the mat. Quick stretch, twist. And then we'll start to bend that back knee if that feels good. Maybe you grab onto that foot for a nice quad stretch and send the hips forward. Nice long, smooth, deep breaths. Release that foot gently whenever you're ready. Tuck the toes under, start to straighten out the front leg, sending the hips back, peeling the toes up. Ardha Hanumanasana, half splits. Nice long, smooth, deep breaths. We're still pulling this left hip back and we're pushing the right hip forward. So hips are always in line, protecting the lower back. Whenever you're ready, we'll start to roll through that foot, bend the knee, come back into your low lunge, and then step it back to plank and move through your vinyasa or meet me in down dog. Once again, we'll ground down through the left heel, lift the right sole of the foot up to the sky, open up the knee, bend the knee, open up the hip. Deep breath here. Extend that leg up to the sky. And then bend the knee, knee to nose, shifting into plank. Step it up between the hands. You can feel free to lower that back knee or keep it lifted this time. On an inhale, we'll reach the arms all the way up. Spiking through that back heel, so back heel reaches toward the back edge of the mat. Our tailbone is still dropping straight down here. We're pulling this right hip back and pressing this left hip forward. Inhale, exhale, open twist to the right. Like we're hugging a wall. Inhale, exhale, drop that right hand down to the left thigh and reverse. Inhale. Exhale, cartwheel the arms all the way down to the mat. Step that back foot halfway in on a 45-degree angle. Straighten out the front leg. Pulling the right hip back. We'll take the left hand either on the inside of that right foot or on the outside. And then we'll start to open up. Revolve the triangle here. If you have a block, you can place the block underneath your hand here. Play around with it. This is one that takes a lot of getting used to. Inner thighs are hugging in here. Inhale. Exhale, drop both hands back down to the mat. Step the back foot back, still on a 45-degree angle, just back a little bit further. And then walk that front foot so that it's in line. Front heel is in line with back arch. We're going to bend that front knee and spiral open to warrior two. Get settled in here. Then we'll flip the front palm, reach out and up and all the way back. Reverse. Inhale, reach it back up. And exhale, forearm comes to the thigh. Arm either goes straight up to the sky or overhead. Spiraling the chest open. You can drop that arm down if that feels good, either on the inside or the outside of the foot. We're going to start to straighten out that front leg here very gently, and then we'll send that top arm up toward the sky. Triangle pose. Take a nice long deep breath here. And then turn your head to look down toward your front big toe. Drop the left hand down to the mat. Come up onto the back toes, back into a lunge, and then step it back and move through your vinyasa. Ground down through the left heel, send the right sole of the foot all the way up to the sky. Bend the knee, open up the hip. Straighten out the leg. And then bend the knee, shifting into plank knee to nose. Pause. Inhale. Exhale, step it between the hands, spiking through that back heel. You can always feel free to lower that back knee at any time. Inhale, reach all the way up. High lunge here. Inhale. Exhale, twist to the left, like you're hugging a wall. Inhale. And exhale, drop that left hand down to the right thigh and reach back. Feel a nice stretch through the right hip flexor. Inhale. Exhale, cartwheel both arms down to the mat. Step the back foot halfway in on a 45-degree angle. Straighten out the front leg. We're coming into revolve triangle here. So you can take your right hand on the inside of the foot, or you can take it onto the outside. Feel free to use a block. And we'll open up. Nice, long, smooth, deep breaths. Again, this one is one that takes a lot of getting used to, a lot of working on, a lot of practice. So don't let it get to you too much if it doesn't feel quite as good as you want it to right now. Inhale. Exhale, drop the hands down to the mat. If you're using a block, move it out of the way. Step that back foot back a little bit more, still on a 45-degree angle. Start to walk the front foot over so heel is in line with back arch. Bend the front knee, open up in warrior two. Flip the front palm, reach out, up, all the way back. Inhale, come back to warrior two. And exhale, front forearm comes to front thigh. Reach either up or over. One single line of energy from the fingertips all the way down through the knife edge of that back foot. You can feel free to drop that hand down to the mat, either on the inside or the outside of the foot. And then we're going to start to straighten out that front leg, moving into triangle pose. Nice, long, smooth, deep breaths here. One more deep breath. Inhale. Exhale, turn your gaze toward the front big toe. Plant the hands on the mat. Come up onto the back toes. And step it back, move through your vinyasa. Okay. So we have one more just like that. We're going to add on a little bit. We're going to play around with some half moons, some dancer poses. So do what feels good for you. Skip whatever doesn't. And when you're ready, we'll ground down through the left heel. Lift the right sole of the foot up to the sky. Bend the knee, open the hip. Reach the toes up to the sky. And knee to nose, shifting into plank. Step between the hands. Coming back into our high lunge. Inhale. Exhale, twist toward that front leg. Inhale. Exhale, reach it back. Inhale. Exhale, cartwheel the arms down. Stepping that back foot halfway in. Inhale. Exhale. Take the hand to the inside of that foot and then twist open. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, take that hand to the hip if it feels good, or you can stay right here. Start to bend that front knee. Look 12 inches in front of you on the big toe side of the foot. Take your hand there, and then start to gently lift that back leg. If it feels good, you can start to extend that top arm up. Revolved half moon. And then you can stay right here, or if you want to challenge, you can start to bend that back knee. I like to bend my front knee too. See if you can grab onto that foot. Keep the inner thighs hugging in toward the midline. Bend that front knee even more. Start to lift the left hand to the heart. Straighten out that standing leg. And then maybe you send that foot back into that hand and come into revolved dancer. And when you're ready, we'll come out of it just the way we came in. Planting the hand down, releasing the foot back into revolved half moon. And then we'll plant the hands and step that foot back, coming into warrior two. Front heel is in line with back archery, cartwheel the arms up. Flip the front palm, reach out, up, and all the way back. Inhale, coming into extended side angle here. I'm going to take my hand to the outside of that foot. Straighten out that front leg, coming into triangle. Now you can stay right here, or we're going to start to take that top arm to the hip, look forward. We're looking 12 inches in front on the pinky toe side of the foot. We're going to bend the front knee, take the hand there, and we'll come into half moon. So this one is open, feel like your back is up against a wall. Chest is spiraling toward the sky. Maybe you take that top arm up. You can stay right here, or you can start to bend that back knee. Maybe grab onto the foot for a sugar cane variation, pressing that foot into the hand. Or if you want to challenge, if you're feeling good today, start to bend that standing leg generously. Bring both knees together. We want one line of energy, one center of balance here. Start to lift that right hand to the heart. Straighten through that right leg. Flip the grip on that foot. So we're holding onto the arch side of the foot, and then kick the foot back into the hand, coming into dancer. Coming out just the way we came in. And then we'll bend that front knee generously. Step it back to our low lunge, runner's lunge. Step it back to plank and move through our vinyasa. Or meet me in down dog. Take a couple moments here to pedal out the feet. I know my right foot was cramping up. Wag the tail, reconnect with your breath. When you're ready, we'll ground down through the right heel. Send the left sole of the foot all the way up to the sky. Bend the knee, open up the hip. Send the toes up to the sky. And then bend the knee to nose, shifting into plank. Step that foot in between the hands, coming back into our high lunge. Now you know where we're going, so adjust accordingly. Inhale. Exhale, open up to the left. Inhale. Exhale. Revolve to reverse high lunge. Inhale. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down. Step that back foot halfway in. And then we'll take the hand to the inside of that left foot and open up to the left. Pulling this left hip back. You can stay right here, or you can start to bend that front knee. Take the top hand to the hip. Look 12 inches in front of you on the big toe side of the foot. Take your hand there, and then start to lift up that back leg. Really important, keep that hip squared down to the floor. Toes are pointing straight down, and then maybe you take that arm up. You can stay right here, practicing here, or we'll start to bend that back knee, maybe grab onto the foot, bend the front knee, very generously, feeling the balance on that side. Lift the right arm, hand to heart, straighten out the standing leg, and kick the foot into the hand, extending into revolved dancer. Coming out of it just the way we went in. Bend the front knee generously. Step that back foot all the way back. Still on a 45-degree angle. Line up front heel and back arch, coming into warrior two. Flip the front palm, reach out, up, all the way back. Inhale, exhale, coming into extended side angle. Drop that hand down to the mat if it feels good. And then we'll start to straighten out that front leg into triangle. Nice long, smooth, deep breaths. You can stay right here if it feels good. Or you can take the top hand to the hip, start to look down toward the mat, bend the knee, look 12 inches in front of the foot on the pinky toe side, take your hand there, and then pop up off of that back foot, coming into half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Maybe you extend that top arm up. Keep a micro bend in the standing leg. And you can stay right here, or you can start to bend the back knee, maybe grabbing onto the foot for a sugar cane variation. Pressing the foot into the hand. Feel that nice quad stretch. If you want to challenge, you can start to generously bend the standing leg. Bring both knees toward each other. Start to lift up off of that left hand. Bring it to the heart. Straighten out through the standing leg. Flip the grip on that foot. So we're holding onto the arch side. And then kick the foot into the hand, extending outward into dancer. Whatever happens on the mat stays on the mat. We never take it personally here. Balance is always different and each side is very different. We'll come out of it just the way we went in. And then we'll generously bend that front leg. Look down, come back into a runner's lunge. Step it back and move through your vinyasa. Take a moment here in downward facing dog. Reconnect with your breath. Look toward the hands. I like to take my hands a little bit wider where you can jump through, or you can step. Look through the hands, come up onto the toes, bend the knees, and then we'll step or hop through, coming into boat. So spine is nice and long, core is engaged here. We'll extend the right leg up, and bend, and left leg, and bend. Right, and left. Maybe both. Deep breaths, and then bend the knees. Bring the soles of the feet to the mat, scoot the hips forward, and slowly roll all the way down to the back. We'll hug the right knee into the chest. Circle that right ankle one way and then the other. We'll start to extend the right leg up. You can grab onto the big toe if that feels good. You can always feel free to use a strap around the foot, holding onto the strap, or grab wherever you can. We want this left hand on the left hip to remind us to stay grounded, and then we're going to open up the right leg to the right side. So that left hand is pressing down. Take a couple long, smooth, deep breaths here. And then inhale back to center. Bend the knee and take it all the way across for a recline twist. Right arm reaches out. Maybe you turn your gaze to the right. Inhale, bring it back to center. Hug the knee in. Nice compression on the hip flexor. And then release it down. Hug the left knee in. Circle out that ankle one way and then the other. We'll start to extend that left leg up, grabbing on wherever you can, or grab on to the big toe with the first two fingers and the thumb. Feel that nice stretch in the hamstring through the whole back of the leg here. Take that right hand onto the right hip and start to open that left leg up to the left side. Again, notice if one side is different than the other. We have this right hip really pressing down here. Feel that nice stretch in the left inner thigh. Inhale, bring it all the way back to center. Bend the knee in. Right hand comes across to bring the left knee across to the right side. Open up to the left. Maybe you turn your gaze. Nice, long, smooth, deep breaths. On your next inhale, we'll come back to center, hug that knee all the way in, nice compression on that left hip flexor. And then hug the right knee in to meet it. We'll extend the legs up to the sky. And then you can stay right here in this legs up the wall variation. Or you can start to press down into the mat. Start to reach the feet overhead. Maybe the toes touch onto the mat. You can always feel free to support the back here. You can interlace the fingers, everything except the first finger. Nice stretch for the back. And then if you clasp the hands, we'll release them and slowly roll all the way down, vertebra by vertebra, coming all the way down. Bend the knees once your hips touch the mat. And then slide the legs all the way out, coming into our Shavasana, our final resting pose. Feet flop open, arms by the sides, palms face up, tailbone reaching down toward the heels, chin is tucked slightly to get extra length through the back of the neck. Release your breath, close your eyes, and just relax. When you're ready, you can stay in your Shavasana as long as you would like. There's no rush whatsoever. Press the pause button and keep resting. But whenever you're ready to reawaken the body, start to gently wiggle the fingers and the toes. Make circles with the wrists and the ankles. Extend the arms overhead. Nice big good morning stretch. Take the soles of the feet to the mat. Roll off onto your right side, catching your head in your right bicep. Take a moment here to thank yourself for coming to your mat today, for taking time for you. And then whenever you're ready, we'll start to press into the left palm, slowly coming all the way up. Head is the last thing to come up. Keep your eyes closed. Meet me in a seat. Let your hands rest wherever they fall. Take a moment to reflect on your intention if you set one for today's practice. Think about all of the wonderful energy that we created on the mat today. Think about how you can take that off of the mat and into your daily life. That's where the real yoga happens. On the mat, we just practice for life. When you're ready, we'll take the hands to the heart. The light in me recognizes and honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me, and I hope to see you soon.